Hello, happy Monday and welcome back to the drama. Today I'm wearing my scary shirt to make me look a lot more scary. There's too many Reddit debate bro dorks on this website trying to come after me every single day. So I thought I'd show them a little bit of what I'm made of. You know, do I look scary? I got this new tattoo also, pretty cool, right? You guys know that feeling when you're in high school and you fall in love with your teacher, you think your teacher's super hot and you end up marrying them and having a kid with them? Who can relate? Woo! Not me. That's not my story. But if you're a Zoomer like me who's always clawing at the gates for some good old age gap, power imbalance controversy, I'm here to provide it for you. I'm here to give you the story. We've got an internet divided against some influencers here, and I want to talk about it. Today we are talking about the power couple. That is Rachel Sullivan and Tom Sullivan of Meals She Eats, which I think is like a page they have together where he like cooks her food or something. I'm going to explain it all to you today. They also have this cookbook together, you know, 4.7. 4.4 on Goodreads. I don't read books. I have no idea what I'm talking about. And today I'm going to tell you why this couple has become so controversial online, with a lot of people defending them with shining armor, ready to stop anyone from criticizing this couple. But we're going to look through some TikToks. We're going to look through their subreddit. I'm going to give you the rundown. This is a good way, I guess, to start with this TikToker, Anna Reports News, who's going to give us an intro as to who these two really are.
So this is Rachel and Tom Sullivan. They've been content creators on this app for a really long time and gained popularity over a variety of different things, including cooking, each other as a married couple, and their baby girl. However, recently, a lot of things have been popping up about their past, and people are not so happy. So this video, since has been deleted, shows Rachel talking and saying, debating on messaging a teacher on Facebook after graduation. And then she posts a picture of them married. Because if you didn't know, Rachel and Tom have been dating since she was 19 and he was 6 years older.
We got the problematic age gap there. We got a 19-year-old, we got a 25-year-old. Personally, could never see myself as a 24-year-old dating a 19-year-old, but that in itself is not bad, of course. You can say, hey, well, you know, that couldn't be me, but I can't confirmably say that, like, that's bad. There's some sort of dynamic there that's unhealthy. I don't give a shit. But let's see why we should give a shit.
And what makes this situation even worse, my opinion, is that people found the high school, and the person in red circled here is Tom Sullivan. He was a coach at her school while she was a student there.
So, I'll give you the rundown. He was a coach at her high school. Now, they have changed their stories over the years. A lot of people say he was a coach. She never even was connected with him in any way, didn't know he existed. He didn't know she existed. She didn't play the sport he was coaching. And yes, it has been shown that she is a 30-year-old. He is 36. And originally, on their wedding announcement, people were a little bit confused because in the first line it says, Rachel Scarrett and Tom Sullivan met as students at Marist High School, and years later they reconnected and began a long-distance romance. So now that we know that he was a coach at Marist High School in Chicago, and she was 6 years younger than him, immediately people are like, oh, it wasn't his coach, they never knew each other. I looked this up and I was like, their school has about 1,800 students. My high school had about 4,000 students there, and with that kind of size, I will say, at least with more than double the size of their high school, there's a lot of people who you don't even meet. There's most of the teachers you don't even ever have a conversation with. And I'd say with 1,700 students, of course, that lowers that chance that you're going to kind of know more people, but it's still a pretty big school, right? But that didn't stop people from being confused because, of course, their whole wedding announcement thing says that they met as students. They went back to their roots, the intimate chapel of Marist High School. But none of this is enough for TikTok. I mean, I don't even think it's enough for us, you know? We need to dive in deeper, but you can already see that a lot of people who are fans of Tom and Rachel come very quickly to their defense. You have comments with thousands and thousands of views saying she's 19, 6 years is nothing. Half of people's parents have a 10+ year age gap. Why do people care? But then you have about the same likes say that it's not the age gap, it's the power dynamic, which obviously would exist if he was a teacher at some point and she was his student. But other than that, the power dynamic probably doesn't exist once you're out of high school, right? Like that person doesn't have any sort of position that would be held over you that would give you any sort of, I don't know, controversy when it comes to them being with each other. Most people did not like this first part of the story. They're an amazing couple. Why can't people leave things happy the way they are? They're a wonderful couple and amazing parents. Why do people care? It's their relationship. This came out at the beginning of their popularity. I don't know why this is such a huge recent discovery.
Their wedding hashtag was hashtag Coach Sully Scored. Ever since being called out on this and the fact that he was dating someone who went to his school and knew her from the ages of probably 14, she has claimed that this was actually their first conversation and she didn't message him.
The wedding hashtag Coach Sully Scored, a little bit suspicious because they are making their wedding hashtag based off the fact that he was a coach and she went to the high school that he was a coach at. But she makes a very interesting TikTok here where it says, Tom says, what did you study? And me, I've changed my major so many times. Just gonna marry rich. Tom says, that was my plan, but now I'm gonna get rich. She says, if you get rich, I'd be honored to call you my husband. He says, I do struggle with the cereal thing, blah, 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 whatever. Now this is confusing because the wedding announcement said they met as students at a high school, so I don't know why they'd be talking about her major. But then in the same way, they're saying Coach Sully Scored. He was a coach at her high school, but then she reached out to him on Facebook after she graduated, like right after she graduated, because she was 19 when they started dating, which is a year after you get out of high school.
Another post that is quite interesting is back in 2018 when she posted this picture and she captioned it again, hashtag Coach Sully Scored. Now, this isn't the only thing these two have been called out on. I posted another video about the misinformation and conspiracy theories that she was sharing on her story and were quickly taken down. The context was that she was sharing conspiracy theories that she found interesting, but as soon as she was called out on it, she didn't make an opinion saying, no, I don't believe in these. She just took it down and didn't address it.
So you might be wondering, hey, what's the conspiracy theories that she was posting? Apparently people got upset because there was some sort of weird theory on her Instagram and she didn't take it down or anything. She was just like, hey, this isn't what I believe. I'm just posting things I find interesting. Now, what if I told you that this was the story she posted? It says the next conspiracy theory is about the Maui fires, which might be a little too soon to, be making conspiracy theories about. I get the moon landing. I understand, even if you want to talk about 9/11, that would be better than whatever this is. But this is what she posts. She posts a picture of the horrible wreckage in the Maui fires. Down below, I'm going to include links to donate to specific people or organizations that will help the people in need from the Maui fires. Devin's been doing a great job at talking about that and spreading that word. I'll put a few links down below. I'll donate myself. Make sure you go check that out. Especially make sure you check that out after I read this, because the amount of people that are spreading disgusting conspiracy theories about the Maui fires, it's pretty gross. And especially as a person who has an Instagram with 229,000 people and is literally an influencer, that's what she does, she influences. I think it's pretty gross to post and say that the conspiracy theory is that this wasn't climate change that started the Maui fires. It was a laser strike to the island because the government wanted this island to be the first one governed by AI because of historic towns that couldn't have any new development and land not given up by locals by demolishing. Pretty fucking gross stuff. A lot of sus stuff about the water being turned off, the way things burn, firemen not helping, schools not in session, theories on Oprah buying them. You have to be literally bottom of the barrel trash person to be using the tragedies that these families experienced, things that were completely against their control because they're not given the support they need by our government. Imagine if you lost everything in your life and everything you know was burnt to the ground. The people you loved are gone. And then you have a white woman who lives in Illinois telling you that there's an interesting conspiracy theory that Oprah's buying land for AI development. What? It doesn't matter whether or not you believe it or not. You posting this is literally you doing your job as an influencer and showing people that things like this have some sort of validity to them. Pretty gross thing to be talking about on your Instagram, literally not even a month after it happened. Gross. Gross and gross and gross. And so we have another thing that's a little interesting is an Instagram post she made about their wedding where she is kissing him and he sort of is, smiling, squinting his eyes. The caption says, I've never seen you blink as hard as you did until this day last year. And I wouldn't be surprised if this white woman who posts about, Maui fire conspiracy theories and just lying about her relationship with her weird husband. Would not be surprised if she had no idea that she definitely shouldn't be saying that. But, for what it's worth, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm going to keep moving on. So at this point, you have a lot of people starting to get pretty confused about the age gap. There's people that are asking, can we get an explanation for how Tom went from your high school coach to husband? What did I miss? Someone saying that they started dating when she was 19. He knew her as a 14 to 18-year-old. People talking about the Maui fires. But even then, you still have comments saying, always trying to find a reason to cause drama. They're happy, so why does it matter? And listen, I will give validity to the fact that he very well could have been a coach at her high school, and maybe they never actually talked or had any communication. I will say that because he was a coach at her high school, he was probably also a teacher, but usually in the classroom. At least from what I know, in the Illinois school system, the public school system, which I was indeed a part of, the coaches who coach the teams at that school are also teachers at the school. But hey, we don't really have anything yet. Let's go to part 3 of this video and I'll show you a little bit more.
Tom Sullivan uses the child in literally almost all of the posts and is very exploitative.
So they have this kid now, right? They're married, whatever. They have a kid. The kid is very much a part of their social media life. As somebody online who knows, the dangers of being online, if I had a child, as they grow up, I would be very cautious about the way that child is a part of your videos, is a part of your content, and make a very good effort to not be exploiting that child or using them for your career. I mean, if we do a quick scroll through his Instagram, yeah, this kid is a major, major part of it, a very big part of their Instagram. And listen, it's not illegal to put your kid on Instagram. No one ever said it was illegal. But I think if people are a part of your life and your online career is connected to this relationship that you have with your wife, maybe some part of it should be a little more private. That's my personal opinion. It's not the law. And that brings us to something that recently happened on Rachel's page, which is that she made a post that made a lot of people feel very weird. And I'm not going to be fully showing the post. I will show the comments and what people are saying about it. But the photo is Rachel standing in a balcony holding her baby completely naked. Her ass is out, baby's ass is out, obviously fully, blurring the photo. But it caused a lot of people being upset. You have one group of people who are like, babies aren't who's looking at a baby and trying to sexualize it? There's nothing wrong with this photo. It's just a baby and a mom. It's a beautiful thing. But then there's another side of the internet that's like, hey, yeah, we all agree that babies aren't sexual. We shouldn't be sexualizing babies and whatever. But I think in the same vein, it may be a little bit inappropriate to post your naked baby online when that baby, is going to grow up one day and doesn't really have a choice of whether or not the baby's ass is out. A lot of people settled on the opinion of, it's not bad to take a picture with your naked baby, maybe just don't post it on your Instagram where it's going to get 60,000 likes, and maybe don't leave it up when a lot of people are concerned about the fact that you're doing so. There are a lot of people that are just messaging purely out of concern, saying, hey, I feel like this is something that guys should maybe keep in the family. Maybe the photo shouldn't be broadcasted out to the world. But then immediately you have fans of theirs coming around and being like, hey, it's weird that you're sexualizing this baby. What's so weird about a naked baby? I don't think it's weird. I don't think those people think the baby's weird. I don't think that the naked baby being in a photo is weird. I think I have photos of my ass hanging out when I was a baby, but I wouldn't post one of my child on the internet with me. I mean, I think this woman explains it pretty well. I say this out of love. This photo is incredibly gorgeous, but unfortunately there are too many predators on the internet. I used to post my kids in diapers when they were young, and I found those videos on predator playlists on YouTube. It completely changed the way I viewed putting my kids on the internet. While my intentions were pure, knowing what I know now, I regret my decision. 15 weeks ago, didn't take it down. A lot of comments about it. There's a lot of comments saying, please, I think you should take it down. There's a lot of people pointing out the dangers of this image. And people noted that this photo of them has more likes than any of their other posts. But of course, you're going to have a group of people, the top comment right here saying, so cute. For people to make it sexual is disgusting. This will probably be one of Sutton's favorite pictures when she grows up. She's a baby. If everyone would stop sexualizing children, then the problem is solved. Yeah, it's not her fault that people are sexualizing kids. But it's like you're giving them the ammo for the people that do sexualize the kids. I don't search naked babies online. I just post the pictures of the babies online. So the people who do search it have that content. But that's not me searching it, which means that I'm not doing anything wrong. The baby is going to love this. But this baby situation gets a lot worse because she makes this post that is so out of pocket on TikTok or something. I think it's in this TikTok. Let's find it.
This was posted on social media and a lot of people did not like it.
I don't know if you can read this, but it says, low-key curious if I would feel turned on by breastfeeding because I love me. I don't even want to read it. Of course, the end says the answer is a hard no. That doesn't mean that you're not a fucking weirdo for posting that. That's something that you shouldn't even tell your own husband. If you really want to broadcast that feeling, maybe tell it to the closest person to you in your life, but please do not post it on your Instagram story to all of your followers. Holy shit. Oh, wow. Bad stuff. No, it's not cute. It's not like this thing where it's like, oh, your family, this and that. Gross. But let's continue.
But the Meal She Eats, which is an account that they run together, Twitter account, had liked some really scary tweets, including ones about discrimination, ones about the law.
A lot of people, and again, this is where their audience comes in and swoops in, and I can already see comments going, why does it matter who they follow on Facebook? Why does it matter who they like on Twitter? They're influencers. Their beliefs are spread to their followers, and if we believe those beliefs are bigoted, I think it's okay to be a bit concerned, right? I will talk about this more in a second, but let's look at the kind of tweets that she was liking on this Meal She Eats Twitter. I don't know if it was just, you can like whatever you want. That doesn't mean you're co-signing it. That's bullshit. People will say that when they like weird shit. Of course, liking something isn't the same as retweeting it and trying to put it out there. There is some nuance there. But to say that a like on Twitter means nothing, I think it's worth evaluating if we're already questioning their character. Almost everyone would agree that no one is above the law, but it must be applied equally. Differential pursuits of justice undermines public faith in the system, but if you discriminate against everyone, then tautologically, you're not discriminating against anyone. Real dumb debate bro bullshit. No one cares, dude. But a lot more tweets that she's liking, talking about the vaccine, the COVID vaccine, people talking about wearing masks. Little late for all those forced to take the poison and died or now have lifetime health issues. People put on blinders regardless of the information coming out. I bet you're still wearing masks. Someone talking about how the vaccination. I get that you can like what you want, you can follow what you want online, but when you like things like this, I immediately think that you are a little dumb. This isn't like a thing where it's like, oh, anyone who's on the other side of my ideological beliefs is dumb. No, dude, if you're still talking about masks and the vaccines in 2023 and trying to make up some sort of shit about it, even though we're all on the same page, you're in a different world. You're in the conspiracy world where you got to brush off anything that's the government telling you, whatever. Dude, I don't care. I think we're well past the point where we have to argue with anti-mask, anti-vax people. We've all gotten to the point where it's you're not really it's not worth bringing out the books and talking about the facts or whatever. You're long gone. You're long gone.
And vaccinations, more vaccination, calling it a poison pump. And again, they didn't tweet out these things. However, they were liking them. And as soon as people over on their Reddit snark called them out for what they were liking, it was very quickly cleaned up and all of these were no longer liked. People have also gone on their Facebook to go through their followings, and it seems as though they follow quite a few Republican groups and some really scary rhetorics. What are your thoughts?
So, you have fans of this page coming out. Oh, why is there two of me? What's down here? Hey, it's me again. Get out of here. This shit's not really worth looking at. I think I'm not really a YouTube political page that is here to debate those people and try to it's far beyond that point. If we're going to be talking about laser beaming the Maui fires, you don't really deserve to have a debate with anyone who's a normal person out there in the world. Which the response to that is, of course, oh, well, you just don't want to debate. No, it's literally just not worth anyone's time to talk about it anymore. So tiring. It's not weird for people to be Republican. That's half our country. Yeah, it is weird. It is, yeah. I was with you until you felt the need to add in that they follow Republicans. So what? Just for information, as you proceed to give mostly your opinions and not facts. Dude, why are you so angry? Just because they're influencers doesn't mean they should alter their likes and opinions to match their followers, but they do. People talked about it and they took it down. So I think it's funny when people are like, people should be able to say whatever they want, you know? They don't need to have to like change depending on what you want them to believe. But that's exactly what they're doing. They're the ones that took down the likes. If that's what they believe, just keep them up. Anyways, I think the discourse around people even trying to like form an argument that like it's fine for them to be liking posts like that, I really am not interested in having that conversation. I don't care. You're weird. And these people are weird too. That's definitely like my diagnosis of all of this, is that they are stuck in this weird pipeline where they are going to listen to the people who are saying that everything they're doing is okay, but obviously they don't really care about anyone that has any concern for their child or for their marriage or whatever. And in a lot of ways, like, yeah, no, it's not the public's business. Oh, wait, it is the public's business because their content is literally their family and their marriage. Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, it is. It does matter. It does. Now, another thing is that they got the dagger of death on the New York Times bestsellers book for their books, which means that some retailers report receiving bulk orders, which basically means that they, bought out a bulk amount of books themselves in order to make the New York Times bestseller list. New York Times bestselling author of Meal She Eats, except New York Times themselves talk about how it looks like it's not so valid. Ouch. Now, of course, you do have the Snark subreddit, which is giving us a lot of this content. A user says that they used to be a fan and a follower. They bought the book, ended up returning it. Tom being a creep isn't even the worst part about this. I just can't get over Rachel posting her daughter's bare butt on Instagram. And then I also don't know, like, what this is about. It says if my parents bragged that I was conceived in doggy style, I would be mortified. I don't know. I guess that was like a post that they made. And then they also talk about the breastfeeding thing. People said that Tom did like tweets on his Twitter about the pandemic being fake, that student loan forgiveness is bad, that the vaccine is bad, pro January 6th shit. And now we're at the point where just a week ago, these were the comments on her page. You're telling me your husband was your coach? Can you do a story time on how you and Tom met? You should do a story time on how y'all met. Again, we don't know if he was her actual coach, but we do know that they lied like 2 or 3 different times about the actual story on how they met. So it seems like they keep kind of backing up even more until it's finally like not problematic. You have people talking about the lasers, the space lasers. Oh my God, lasers is way more wild. I would have to agree. That is kind of the worst part of this whole thing. Now, it looks like people are claiming that they are deleting comments and stuff because there's a lot of comments that are only positive, but every once in a while you can find one that has a lot of likes that says, can you do a story time on how you and Tom met? Make a story time on how you met your husband. How did you and your husband meet? And then people are saying that she's filtering through comments.
Welcome to our first college meal on the road where we cook free meals for college students that want to show up.
This is today's setup.
Boy. It is a little weird when they're cooking meals for college students because, Tom started dating a 19-year-old girl. I mean, that's just when it was public. He started dating a 19-year-old girl when he was 25 years old. And every time stuff like this happens, you have the people on the internet who want to fight it as much as they can. And the response or their argument is always, if it's not illegal, if on the books you're allowed to do it, then they're not doing anything wrong. Liking and posting and sharing horrible conspiracy theories, posting inappropriate photos between a mother and her infant daughter, talking about how you might have expected your daughter to arouse you from breastfeeding. And even though this was 6 days ago, a lot of people are straight up just saying that he was her coach, but we don't have the information on that because they actually won't clarify. Every single post is people asking them these questions, but all they seem to do is delete the stuff that seems problematic, like all the Twitter likes and weird posts that they're making, but then just continually doing what they're doing without actually addressing it. And if it wasn't problematic, I believe they would have addressed it pretty fast.
Boys are getting this.
So I think that might be about it, guys. That might be all the drama for the day. Thank you for watching this video. If you did, I post drama on here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I post almost all the other days on my other channel, He Said Us. Dev and I did a video on this TikTok girl who got like a lot of flack on TikTok for doing really creepy stuff to someone she like went to high school with. It's gonna be out soon. I don't know if it'll be out today or tomorrow, but you'll see it soon. It's awesome. You can check out all my channels up on the screen. I got a band called Queef Jerky. One of our songs just hit 1 million views. Come on. And yeah, I got a couple playlists on the screen for other drama that I'm covering on this channel or my others. And you can follow me on Instagram at @NickIsNotGreen to let me know what kind of drama you want me to talk about. I literally just posted there today. So if there's anything you want me to talk about anywhere on the internet, go there right now and respond to my story. I got a little prompt box open and I'll read it all. Okay, that's it. That's all I gotta say. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.